So, this week, we got a little gift.
We have a gift.
We have a gift. Well, I mean, but we got a gift, if anything.
We got gifted.
We got gifted so much news this past week, guys, that I can't even talk right now. Me and Bryan are not dreading this episode, but we're more like, how are we going to do this episode?
I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of want to call it quits now. Just with all the news that came out.
We're done, guys.
It's like, okay, the best way to explain it, and everything came out yesterday. Yeah. Let me put it in a picture what was going on yesterday.
I just want to say we had an original plan for this episode.
Yeah, and then that got all thrown out the window.
Yeah.
So here was let me paint you a picture.
Yeah.
Okay. So yesterday, before anything happens, basically I was bedridden the last week because I thankfully it wasn't COVID. Thankfully it wasn't COVID, but I got like minor flu symptoms basically. And so I was recovering throughout this whole time trying to figure out like what the hell's wrong with me.
Yeah.
Okay. So yesterday was my last day at home before I had to go back to work today. And I was watching the Game Awards. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm enjoying all these announcements and stuff like that. Then our group message, our
Facebook
messenger group, yes, is just exploding.
Yes.
Because we're getting all these different pieces coming out thanks to Disney.
Yeah. And guess who's sending us all this stuff? Friend of the show, Rebel. Who also likes to mention his stock intake in Disney as well too, which, I mean, I'm glad that he invested in Disney, but he's been nonstop talking about it, which is funny. I love Rebel when he gets like this as well too.
When he gets hyped
about stuff, that's like the best to see him get super hype and super. It's like a little.
He speaks for a lot of us when he gets this excited over the stuff. Mm-hmm. But thankfully, he was providing us with a lot of the details that was coming out because he was sharing it on his Facebook and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God, did Disney just unload the biggest bag of news and releases?
It was like they had their own little Santa bag and just just dropped it all in front of us and stuff.
Mickey Mouse pulled a Nightmare Before Christmas on Santa, kidnapped him, and basically said, Santa, you're taking a vacation.
Yeah.
We're going to do Christmas this year.
This is our year.
This is why we don't mess with Mickey Mouse. We trash talk Disney a lot here.
Yeah, we do.
And now they're going to come after us. They're probably going to shut us down by issue 30.
Yep. Cease and desist. Keeping up with the nerds. I don't like how they're doing it.
No. So this episode is going to be way out of way different.
Yeah.
Than the other holiday nerd episodes that we've done.
It's still technically a holiday nerd. It's just tweaked up a bit.
Yeah.
Because of the news that was unloaded onto us.
Thanks to Disney.
Thank you, Disney. Because you also hurt my wallet as well, too.
Did what? How?
Christmas gifts, because my girlfriend is a Disney fan as well, too.
Oh, my God.
I had to get... Well, she's not going to listen to this. I got her a Nightmare Before Christmas pop figure of Oogie Boogie. That glows in the dark with his wheel of torture.
Oh, I've seen that one. Yeah. I think you mentioned it in the last issue.
I think so. And then I also got her a Baby Yoda lounge fly bag.
His name... Oh, no. Yeah, right. Never mind. Favreau confirmed his name is Baby Yoda, so that's okay.
Yeah. But it's the one where he's holding the cup and his arms actually stick out. And he's actually
the soupy soup.
Yeah, the soup. The marrow soup.
Yeah, the soupy soup, Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
My gosh, man. I cannot wait. Speaking of Baby Yoda, I cannot wait for our podcast where we talk about the Mando season 2.
There's so much to talk about in just that episode alone, of what's happened. And then we have recording this, we have one episode left. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You haven't watched it yet.
This is the one that came out today?
Yeah, the one that came out today. After this episode aired today, we have one more episode left, which will come out by the time this episode airs.
Yeah. So if you guys are listening to the commentary tracks, that's the reason why we didn't release one this last Monday. Mm-hmm. It was because I was too sick, and to avoid, I needed to get tested first, and I didn't want to get Rene sick. So
yeah. So with everything, we had to make sure everything was done right and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not just for us, but just to make sure that it was safe for everyone.
Yeah. Don't worry, guys, for the 1 or 2 listeners that care. I'm okay.
That's great.
I'm good. No COVID, so thank God.
Some people are like, damn. Just kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, man. Again, this is why I'm Professor Chaos.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, so there's a lot. Holy crap, man. I'm going to be so... this episode's going to be a big one. This issue's going to be a big one.
So let's get into it. Let's start with the intro.
All right.
All right. You ready?
I'm going to... Give me a second because I don't want to cough during this intro. I legitimately want to, like...
get it through.
Yeah, go through this, like, perfect. So,
all right.
Here we go. Hello, citizens. Welcome to Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour, coming to you from 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California, aiming to be Whittier's #1 podcast for all things nerdy. I'm your host, Bryan.
Rene.
And welcome to the show, everyone.
Hey.
There we go. Now we're back. We're in the groove. We're good. We're feeling good. So, sorry. Go.
I was going to say, no, but yeah. So with this being Holiday Nerds, we are gonna basically the layout. Oh yeah, open this.
Yeah, come on. It's tradition that we always.
Yes,
We're still on that Game Fuel grind.
We're still on Game Fuel. Yeah, nothing has changed.
Not yet. Until someone sponsors them.
We are gonna do. So with this episode being such a meaty episode of just Disney news in general, we are only going to be doing our recommendations. This week, we are not going to be doing Is It a Christmas Movie?
No.
We're just going to be doing one movie, or they're almost the same thing. We're going to be recommending one movie that me and Bryan have both watched this week.
We watched, not this week, we watched it like 2 weeks ago.
Well, yeah, I mean, we watched recently, I should say.
We've been meaning to talk about it, but I don't think there was like an appropriate time to do so.
Yeah. Now
like,
it seems that...
Now that it's in theme with the entire episode. Issue. I got to call these issues, not episodes. It's in theme with the issues.
Yeah.
Renee, what is this movie?
We are going to recommend the Lego Holiday Special on Disney+.
A holiday special from Lego?
Star Wars Holiday Special, sorry.
Renee, tell me more about this.
Basically, this came out, a couple weeks back, I think, in the beginning of December. And it was hinted, I think, a month ago when they showed like that little poster teaser thing. And it was something that we were like, oh, fascinating. Disney's going to be doing a holiday special for Star Wars, but in Lego form. So, me and Bryan took the time and watched this movie, and I think we didn't have high hopes for it.
I didn't go in with expectations.
Yeah,
that's because, like, for me, Lego Star Wars or anything Lego, I don't mean to say that it's like childish. It is childish. It is like very. It kind of is. Yeah, it is for children, but it's not the best way to tell a good Star Wars story.
Yeah.
So I think I was going into it with like this mentality that it's like, okay, it's going to be like a cutesy kiddie movie.
I think we were coming from, I don't want to compare it to Mandalorian, but the thing is that we have a good Star Wars run on Disney, which is the Mandalorian, obviously, that we expected that at least Disney would know that, okay, let's keep the ball rolling. Let's give them good content. And it's like, okay, the way they did about the holiday special, it was worth watching, I should say. Worth looking into.
It's interesting for this reason.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
because it's not bad.
It's not
terrible. We should say this. Okay, we don't hate it fully, but
No, we don't hate it.
Yeah,
I don't hate it.
You don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
But I'm shocked that you don't hate it.
No.
Because the way they did Poe Dameron in this story. He's giving me a look right now. If you guys don't know, Poe Dameron is Bryan's favorite Star Wars character.
Yes.
Yeah, because he's an X-Wing pilot.
He's the best X-Wing pilot.
Best. I'm sorry.
He's the best. But there's also another reason.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac is a Guatemalan actor. So, like, for me, as someone who has a Guatemalan heritage, it's cool. It's cool to see
representation.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I love him for that reason. But Dameron's just an awesome character. Come on.
He is. No, in the movies, yeah, he's really charming and stuff. I really liked Oscar Isaac's character. Poe Dameron was really good. It's just in the holiday special, they really made him kind of whiny.
Yeah. And very whiny and cryy.
Yeah. And then So basically the story is that Rey is training Finn to become a Jedi, which I don't know why they didn't do that in the original, but okay. But not in the original.
It made sense.
It made sense.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's the funny thing, is that in the Lego version, it made sense.
It made sense.
But somehow J.J. Abrams
and other parties didn't.
No, Ryan Johnson's innocent. Let's just J.J. Abrams
just lost some listeners.
But J.J. Abrams didn't make him.
No.
Then it's like there's no explanation in this one.
Yeah.
It's just that now he's training with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Which is like.
So now Rey is trying to learn how to become a good master. So she goes to an old Jedi temple to see visions, or so to speak, or something about how masters trained their Padawans over the years and stuff like that. And it's a cool little thing. It's, if you guys, before you listen or watch this, if you haven't watched it yet, spoilers, because we're going to talk about a little bit of it.
There's no way you can spoil this Lego movie because there's nothing really to build on. It's just a movie.
So it turns into something where it's like it almost makes fun of itself.
Yeah.
And it makes fun of the Star Wars franchise and stuff, which was smart. I liked how they did that, and I think that's why I liked it so much.
They do that with a lot of the Lego stuff.
Oh, okay.
They'll make fun of the franchises they're actually like doing.
Okay.
Which is it's cute. Mm-hmm. There's nothing bad to it.
No.
But like you said, when she goes into this temple to look at like the visions and stuff of old Jedi Masters, they revisit a lot of like the old parts of the old trilogy and the new one, the prequels.
Yeah. And I think one thing that I really did like was the whole, it felt like a big Robot Chicken skit, but more tamed.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah, that's a better way of putting it. I'm like, wait, Robot Chicken skit?
Yeah,
for kids?
Well, because if you guys see the Star Wars Robot Chicken specials, those are hilarious.
Oh yeah,
I love those. One in particular that my friend actually shared on my Facebook yesterday was the one where it shows the Attack of the Clones scene, and like you see the background of everyone fighting, and then there's like a rave dude that goes.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that.
So that's what it felt like watching the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. Was that it was basically kind of like that, but obviously a tamed version where it doesn't have dirty jokes in it and stuff like that.
Yeah. And it was supposed to be a representation of the old holiday special that came out back in what, the
1978.
Yeah, so in the 70s and late 70s. Because the holiday special then was talking about, or the whole story revolved around Life Day,
which they mention again. And in this movie, in the original holiday special, it's basically Chewie's family is waiting for him to come home to celebrate Life Day. And they're on their way and stuff like that. And then something happens to Han and Chewie along the way. But we're also following Chewie's weird family, and the pervy grandpa.
Isn't the holiday special the late 70s one, the one where they confirm that Chewie has a wife?
Yes, I think so.
But somehow in the new trilogy, Maz is his girlfriend?
Well, they didn't confirm. Like, even Harrison Ford doesn't acknowledge he did that. That's the thing. He never will admit that he did the holiday special. And I think even Mark Hamill as well, too.
But
now, which is funny because in The Mandalorian, Jon Favreau was like, no, I watched it as a kid. It happened. So guess what? We're going to mention it a lot.
They mentioned it.
Yeah, in the first episode. The guy, the prisoner mentions that he's trying to get home before Life Day and stuff like that. Even the Mandalorian's outfit, or not outfit, but like weapon, is based off of the Boba Fett animated short that they did for the holiday special.
So, what's going on, Chewie? We got a wife, but then in the new holiday special, Maz literally like jumps on him.
Yeah, he's got something on the side. Maz is his side piece.
The hell's going on here?
Hey, Chewie's a
busy man.
He's a busy man, keeping himself busy.
I just thought about that when you mentioned it. I'm like, wait, yeah, Chewie has a wife. Yeah, I remember that now.
So yeah, but to kind of not wrap it up, but just to kind of close it out, if soon because we gotta move on
with our truckload of
news. But if anything, it's worth something to watch over Christmas. It's if you're interested, go ahead. I say don't expect a lot from it.
Don't take it seriously.
Don't take it seriously.
Ray's voice is annoying in this one.
It's a woman that's trying to sound like Daisy Ridley.
Yes, thank you. Okay, that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
It's an actress, a voice actress, trying to sound like Daisy Ridley, not like Ray.
Yeah.
So that was very annoying to hear. But it's always interesting to see Darth Vader portrayed in a weird, funny way in these specials. Because like he's always like portrayed as the badass. Yeah. And in here he's just kind of like, I got you world's best boss mug.
So which is funny because in any sort of kind of like outlet that makes fun of Star Wars, that's how Vader is portrayed like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Like he's dim-witted and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, but I love how the Emperor is always portrayed as like, an
ass.
And it's great.
He basically disowns Vader because and this is a little spoiler of it, but basically once Rey loses the shard that she finds at the temple that allows her to go back in time, what is it? Palpatine essentially. No, it's Darth Sidious, isn't it? Because Palpatine.
Yeah.
No, it's Palpatine.
It's Palpatine.
It's Palpatine. So he takes Kylo Ren under his wing.
Yeah.
Because Vader is useless.
Yep.
And so,
because he finds out Vader's is going to betray him.
Exactly, and he just kind of like abandons him on the side and stuff. That's so great. A little thing that I think I mentioned this to you before. I don't know. Maybe if anyone sees it and then they decide to come back to us and say if this is true or not. But there's a scene where Rey is falling through different portals and going through different films. So as she's falling through the portals and stuff, there's a certain scene where Han is falling.
Yeah.
I think that was when Kylo stabs him with the saber.
Yeah.
And he falls down the pit. I don't know if that's what they were making fun of, but I swear to you
that could be it. Honestly.
That there was that portion in there, which is kind of dark. Because if you're going to showcase Han Solo falling through the pit and going like, in a kid's movie.
Yeah.
How do you break it to a kid that, no, he's not falling. He's dead.
Yeah.
It's kind of dark.
Yeah, it is.
But maybe I read it wrong, but
maybe that could be it.
It was an interesting thing. But the holiday special.
The holiday special. That's the one thing we recommend this week, guys. Is just check it out.
Yeah,
check it out
on Disney Plus.
Yeah, on Disney Plus. See what you think. Let us know what you guys think, or message us and stuff, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's funny. We are actually talking about it with a smile on our faces too.
Yeah.
So it's enjoyable.
It is. It's not bad. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. It does have its moments where it's like, okay, like I guess, but you're not taking it seriously because it's a Lego Star Wars movie.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not canon, guys.
Yeah. John Favreau comes out and is like, "No, it's canon.
It's canon.
What are you doing, Favreau? Stop it!"
You see Mando pick up a Lego. It's canon in the series.
All of a sudden, Lego sets are canon in there.
Oh my God. No. Like, real quick little thing. Okay, so you saw the last episode, of not this new one, but the last one you saw.
Yeah, the one with Boba Fett.
With Boba Fett, you see the Razor Crest. What happens to the Razor Crest, right? And then you see in the next episode, he's rebuilding the Razor Crest, but in a Lego set.
Dude, okay, so we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Not until, after Holiday Nerds is over. I just got to say that episode made me want to get the Razor Crest Lego set now, even more.
Oh, yeah.
Honor that
was a true
starship.
Tragedy.
That was
of that episode.
Yeah.
It wasn't about Baby Yoda. It was about the Razor Crest.
There are only a couple things that make me cry.
Yeah.
Rogue One, when all the X-Wings are trying to make it through the shield and some of them didn't make it. Tear.
Oh,
the USS Enterprise being blown up.
Okay. Yeah.
And then this one. Didn't even stand a chance.
No.
It wasn't even in flight. There was no defense.
Oh, that's what I got mad at. I was like, oh, man.
And it was rebuilt, too.
I know. God damn it. I hope he rebuilds another one. That's a good ship. I love that ship.
The Razor Crest.
The Razor Crest.
It made me love it.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. All right, rip, man. Rip. All right, moving on.
Big news story time. Let's go.
If you guys haven't been on the internet.
If you haven't heard.
Or basically don't have nerdy friends. Disney decided to unload what was their basically a wad of their shows and or movies coming out.
It was an investor call, wasn't it?
Yeah,
basically. It was like an investor.
So
what is it? An
investors announcement meeting,
something like that. Yeah,
because they were gonna, with everything that's going on, there has to be one now to see what is worth putting out and stuff like that. And it looks like they made up their minds, and there's some shows that I would say 97% of the shows that were for, or movies that were for and stuff, while a small percentage were kind of like, we don't see it really moving forward and stuff. But on that hand, what should we start off with?
Okay, so there's a lot.
Yes.
So can I just say something real quick?
Go ahead.
It's funny that for the longest time we were talking about DC and Warner Brothers.
Right.
Basically saying, like, when is Marvel going to release something?
Marvel was like basically like saying, soon.
Soon. Just wait.
Wait. Oh.
Just wait.
Just wait, you guys.
And then when we least expect it, bam!
They're like, just worry about the election. And
Don't worry
about COVID. Right now, you know,
DC fandom.
We'll get your mind off of it.
DC fandom. Yeah, enjoy that. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
chump change. DC fandom. You'll see.
So I want to start off with just the Disney stuff before we jump into the whole Marvel news and Star Wars
because
news.
we could talk about that longer.
It's going to be a packed
So the Disney
episode.
stuff, let me see. I have it not right here, but let's see, Disney shows.
We actually had to pull up a lot of stuff in regards to this, because there was like even some small stuff from like FX as well, because they do have 20th Century Fox now and a lot of their productions. Yeah. So like they talked about a new Alien series that's coming out on FX, right? Yeah. And then this was before the actual investor announcement as well, but like a couple of days ago, they also announced that Marvel Comics will be releasing Alien #1 under that publishing company.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So there's all that as well.
Yeah, so much stuff.
A bunch of different series coming from. It looked like they're going to be merging some Hulu shows onto Disney Plus now, which is kind of like speculating that maybe Hulu's going to get dissolved.
I don't. Maybe because they have a strong contract with Hulu, Disney, or
it depends on how much they own. Yeah. Of Hulu, or if they even own all of it. But again, this is all speculation, basically. Yeah. But in terms of Disney, I think we can talk about basically a couple announcements like Lightyear. Yeah, that was announced.
That was one of the things I got really excited about was Lightyear, and I'm really excited to see how that's going to be. Apparently, it's not a Toy Story movie.
It's based on the real life person
of Buzz Lightyear.
That they based the toy on.
Yes,
played by Chris Evans.
Yeah. That Chris Evans is going to do the voice. So basically, I think what we're going to see is that how Buzz became a space ranger. Yeah. Which is really exciting.
But we have Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, a cartoon.
That's really old. And I know that Disney loves to just remake things and just kind of shove over things.
Is that on Disney Plus?
Ooh. Oh. You know what? I'm going to do a quick little check right now.
Yeah, because that show was fantastic.
I love that show.
Yeah, that show was fantastic. Now that I think about it, why am I just thinking about this right now?
Because Disney does that. I'm checking right now. But
okay, so while you look this up, pretty much the other things that they were announcing, I mean, they announced like a bunch of stuff. We're not going to go through all of it just because there were a lot of announcements, but it wasn't like they released trailers for every little thing. Like Lightyear was just an image of Buzz.
It's not on Disney Plus. I just Googled Buzz, not Googled, but on Disney Plus, Buzz Light, and the only thing that pops up is all the Toy Story movies, obviously. Toy Story tunes. There's one called Small Fry that has to do with the small Buzz.
You mean
you're hitting everything right now?
Disney, what are you doing?
No, wow. Okay, so they really don't want anyone to know that.
Why? It was a good show.
That was one of my favorite shows watching before I had to go to school.
Get Bob Iger on the phone. Get him on the phone.
Get him.
Hello. Hey, Bob. Mickey, get your ass out of the phone right now. I want Bob right now.
Well, he's unavailable.
All right. So with that, they pretty much announced things like Hocus Pocus 2, which we kind of already assumed.
Yeah, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, a live-action Pinocchio movie.
Which is interesting.
Peter Pan and Wendy, another Peter Pan-ish.
Is that a live action?
I think so.
Ooh.
I don't know.
I don't think we need that.
Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers,
which
live
I'm
action.
excited for, but
we were talking about
it because I remember. I mean, I know people are excited for it because it has John.
I'm
Mulaney.
excited for it.
Yeah, because it has John Mulaney and Andy Samberg doing the voice of Chip and Dale.
Yeah,
but I was like, wait, are they going to be doing the voices in their real voices, or are they going to be doing it like? Are they going to tweak their voice? You know, like how Alvin and the Chipmunks was.
Yeah,
the movie. So I was like, can you imagine John Mulaney's voice? Was he? Which one he's playing? He's playing Chip.
We don't know. I don't.
They
think,
haven't announced.
I don't think so. I think they've just kind of like announced that. I want to say that John Mulaney is going to play Chip and Andy Samberg will probably play Dale.
That makes more sense. Yeah.
I might be wrong.
Well,
but
if they were, I mean, Dale's the laid back one, isn't it?
Dale is the serious one.
Is Dale the serious one?
No, Dale is. Excuse me. Sorry. Chip is the serious one.
Yeah.
The one that wears the aviator coat.
Yes. Okay.
And then Dale is the red nosed
with the
Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I can see that being, the voices for each one.
But they're real voices?
That's like when you said that, I'm like, can I picture John Mulaney's voice as Chip?
Let's go, Dale. It's like, we got stuff to do. Like, come on. Like so they're obviously gonna tweak their voices a bit. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, but then what's the point of announcing who's doing who if you're just gonna tweak their voices a bit?
It's interesting to think about like how they're going to interpret this because like when I think of like John Mulaney in terms of like cartoonish voices, I keep thinking of like Big Mouth.
Yeah, and then he also was the voice of Spider-Ham.
Yes.
Yeah. And
that one was very comical.
Yeah, but he still talked very straight.
Yeah.
But he was very sarcastic and witty as well too. But he didn't like alter his voice at all. He was still talking the same.
Now here's a better question for you.
Okay.
Who's going to play Monterey Jack?
I don't know. That's a thing.
Who's the voice actor for Sully in Monsters Inc.?
Oh, John Goodman.
What if it's John Goodman?
You know what? I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that at all.
Gadget. Yeah, right? They announced Chip and Dale.
Yeah.
But they didn't announce the other two that are supporting cast that are really good, right?
We'll see.
John Goodman as Monterey Jack.
Uh-huh.
Be interesting.
I would like that, honestly. He will do it. He will do it.
Oh yeah.
He loves.
I mean, he plays a lot of stuff in Disney properties.
Yeah.
So I think they have like a connection to him.
I forgot he did the voice of in Princess and the Frog, the rich dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was in it. Well, Southern and like but yeah, he loves doing voice work.
Gadget's a different one that I don't have like.
I can't picture any celebrity right now that would fit Gadget.
What about Zipper? Do you know who Zipper is, right?
I forgot.
The little fly, the little green fly.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh,
wait, what?
Who would be him? Who would be Zipper?
That's a tough call.
See, that's the thing.
Zipper as John Mulaney as well, and that's where he has a little more fun.
Bill Hader as Zipper. I would love that, honestly. Bill
They
Hader.
just get another SNL cast member.
I just love. You know what? Why not? Just look. Go through all the SNL alumni.
I'm just gonna say that if we guess one of these, cast, if they cast one of the people we just mentioned for this movie, I want our names on the credits.
Yeah.
Like casting director, whoever it is, and then at the bottom in parentheses, Rene Bravo and Bryan Quevedo.
Keep it up with the nerds.
Yeah,
and then quotes under that.
If they get John Goodman as Monterey Jack. All right, but going on. So we did. They released pretty much they announced that sort of stuff as well.
Yeah.
Then some other stuff like Another Nightmare at the Museum or Night at the Museum.
Really?
Another movie.
Ben Stiller will be up for that, or are they going completely new?
I don't know.
They have to. I feel like at this point you should do someone new.
Yeah.
I feel like Ben Stiller wouldn't want to do it.
They also announced,
unless they give him that Disney check money,
that Raya and the Last Dragon will debut, which is
I saw the trailer for that.
Oh, but they're doing what they're doing before with Mulan.
Yeah,
that they're doing a premiere access.
It's a premiere access. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh my god! But HBO is doing the whole thing for free.
Yeah,
quote unquote for free.
Yeah, Disney still wants to make some money, which I don't blame them. But at the same time,
I mean, it's a business.
It didn't work out because
to them it worked out because a lot of the news outlets were reporting that they made, big sum of money for that.
But it's funny because now Mulan is available on Disney Plus for free
for like after 3 months.
Yeah, and then my girlfriend watched it and she says, "Man, I would have been mad if I paid money to see that."
Because it wasn't good, according to her, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't good. She didn't like it.
What was the other thing? They were also a new Indiana Jones movie.
Which will have Harrison Ford star in it. It has been announced that he will come back and do that movie.
I love that for like the longest time they were pushing for a young Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah.
And it was supposed to be
for the longest time. I mean, I remember when it first came out. What was it? Indiana Jones 4? The Kingdom of Crystal Skull?
Yeah.
They were supposed to basically pass on the throne through Shia, but the movie itself was a commercial flop.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, okay, well, we're going to do another Indiana Jones movie." And it's like, "Well, Harrison Ford hasn't been greenlit for it yet," or something like that. And they're like, "Okay, we'll do a younger one." And I know that it was like Chris Pratt was like announced to do it and stuff. And I know he was up for it, but it
didn't go through.
It never went anywhere because people were like, do I want to see a younger Indiana Jones? I wouldn't mind, because Solo was good. I like Solo.
I haven't seen that Star Wars movie yet.
Really?
I need to.
You need to, man.
I need to. Yeah, I think. Like I said, this whole week I was watching a bunch of like Marvel movies and Star Wars movies. Mm-hmm. So I think since I'm doing that before I go to sleep, I'll more than likely just watch Solo just to kind of like see what it's about, see what it is. It is directed by Ron Howard.
Yeah, it's good.
So we'll see. We'll see what my thoughts are afterwards.
We'll see.
And then they announced another Mighty Ducks movie as well.
Which I'm not happy for, honestly, because their track record when it comes to either reboot or remake movies or revamp movies, not great.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. But there's more Disney stuff that they were releasing. Mm-hmm. And this is just, Disney FX stuff that was announced. And most of it didn't have any trailers. It was just like title screen announcements like Zootopia Plus, Baymax. They announced.
Which looks good. I'm excited for Zootopia. I love that movie.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see more stuff of the world of Zootopia. Or is it Zootopia Plus?
Why Zootopia Plus? That's such a weird thing.
I know. That's what I was like. Maybe because they can't technically brand it as Zootopia, but they could just call it the series. So why does it have to be Plus?
I don't know. It's whoever. Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Disney investors, guys, come on.
A Moana series.
Which is fine. Yeah. I like that.
Tiana.
I'm really interested in that one to see how that's going to play out.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff that Disney just announced here. Mm-hmm. But the cream of the crop, the one that really impacted us were the Marvel and Star Wars announcements that were pretty much like just thrown in our face. No mercy.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as we try to get out of the water to breathe in some fresh air, Disney was like, nope, dumpster of more news right over here coming your way.
We're like, oh, God, that was great. But no, here's more. You're like, oh, no.
And they did. Whoa, man, that noise.
Yeah.
Okay, so Star Wars I want to leave for last, mainly because there were more trailers for that section than there were for the Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like for Marvel, what they always do for Marvel is they always announce like what they want to release.
Yeah.
From here into the future. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much what they did. They just simply said like, okay, here is our plan for the future. We got a couple trailers for you from things that we've been teasing for the last like 2 years. Mm-hmm. So here is what we want to show the investors. Mm-hmm. In terms of Marvel stuff that they've released, you've got the list, right? Because the list I have here is a little bit disorganized.
So from what I have here, it is the like Phase 4 announcement, essentially.
Is it even called Phase 4 at this point?
It kind of is, because this is what it looks like. Or I don't know. It is, and then it isn't. It's weird. I think now they basically are not doing a phase thing now with everything that's been going on, especially after Endgame.
Uh-huh.
I don't think they probably will be, but
It's more like they're just
don't think
releasing things.
It's just releasing things for the sake of just showing it, just moving forward after Endgame. Nothing building up again. Not for a little while, I think, until more movies come out. But right here it says they have Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
which we got a trailer for.
We got a trailer which looked pretty promising. Not excited for me yet, but I mean, obviously we're gonna watch it.
So before we move on to the different parts, let me ask you this, and this is gonna be a quick question. Yeah. But like in terms of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, this is the passing of the torch of Captain America.
Yeah.
And you know, as much as I didn't like Captain America in the MCU, the MCU version of Captain America, like it's hard to let go of Chris Evans' portrayal of Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
You know, for him to pass on to the torch. I think that in this one, they were debating to see who would be the next representative, the next head of Captain America, right? Because it wasn't decided yet.
No.
So I think Falcon is the one that's essentially saying, like, is it? Or... Because the trailer didn't make it seem like Falcon was Captain America yet.
No, that's the thing. I think if anything, we might be building up to that. But I don't think... Because the thing is that when you do characters like that, I don't know. Maybe it could be... Because I always liked, to be honest, when it came to being who was the next Captain America, I liked Bucky more as Captain America. Because... in the comic books, it was really good how it was done, where basically Bucky is like has his own costume and he's, you know, holding the shield. He's doing these missions and he's like, man, like I don't get how Steve can do all this stuff, flipping around and stuff like that. He's talking about it and stuff in his head. He's talking to himself. He's just like, if Steve can throw that shield so easily, then I'm trying my hardest to throw this shield just like how he did as well too. And it was really cool to see that aspect of it. I never read the Falcon Captain America run, but I hear it was pretty good.
It didn't last that long.
It didn't last long. That's the thing, because the thing is that when you do stories like that, it's just basically you're waiting for Steve Rogers to come back.
Yeah.
But it was weird. It didn't feel like that with Bucky's run, so to speak, because it was written well, where it was like, oh, okay, he's gonna be Cap for a bit, and I'm used to this, and I want to see all the stuff, and you know. When Falcon it was kind of stuff leading back up to Steve Rogers becoming Captain America again. So I think that's what I feel like with the Falcon and Winter Soldier show. It's going to be a little awkward at first for that transition.
I would say it's awkward, but if done, you know, right, in the sense that they haven't passed the torch yet and we're watching the journey of these two people trying to figure out who's going to be the next Captain America, then it'll be a lot easier to digest, at least in my opinion.
The thing is, too, is that I like in the trailer, they showed the relationship very well, that it's still a bickering kind of like relationship, but they have a mutual respect for one another when it comes to doing stuff for missions and stuff like that. Like they got each other's backs.
Yeah, we've got a modern friendship between Falcon and Captain America, and an old friendship between Bucky Barnes and Captain America.
Yeah.
And so these two are finally meeting and working together to do what they're supposed to do.
And I like Falcon's outfit in this show.
It looks good.
It's so good. Because I know that Anthony Mackie has been pushing to get the color scheme or the original scheme for Falcon in the MCU, and for the longest time they didn't do it, but now they're finally doing at least the aesthetic.
Yeah,
which is cool. I'm really excited for that.
Just like Jeremy Renner's in Hawkeye, right?
Yeah. And I know that in Winter Soldier, to see Bucky come back and stuff like that, it's really cool. I'm really excited to see where they're gonna go. I know that where they're gonna take on Zemo, because Zemo breaks out of prison, but there's also another. There seems like there's more to it.
That's such a weird villain to bring back, because his intention was just to destroy the Avengers from the inside, and that was it. So what's his purpose now? I mean, because they're recuperated now or something?
That's the thing. And then that was the thing that I didn't like about Zemo in Civil War, was that the way they written, where it's like, if they bring him back, there's no point.
Yeah.
Why bring him back?
I mean, knock on wood, whoever is writing this is going to do a good job
hopefully
in portraying, you know, Zemo having different intentions now rather than just breaking him apart from the inside.
Yeah.
Because the Avengers still exist, right? After Endgame, they still exist, but they're somewhat broken up.
Yeah.
So that's Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I mean, we're pretty excited for it. It's a movie, right? It's not a series?
It's a series.
It's a series?
It's a show. Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't look like a series. It actually looks like a movie.
No, it's filmed like a movie.
Yeah, which is good. It's exciting. If anything, if The Mandalorian, goes to show what Disney Plus can put out there in terms of like, shows and stuff, that's something to look forward to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The other trailer that they showed was another trailer for WandaVision.
Yes.
Which seems more weirder now, the way they were doing it.
Did you notice that So remember how we talked about this earlier and we said that WandaVision seemed to just kind of portray one style of TV shows, which was the I Love Lucy era of the 1950s. So this one was more...
It's going towards like the history of like sitcoms.
Yes.
And which is really even more interesting, but it seems like they're trapped somewhere.
Yeah.
Or someone is invading their world.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's really weird, but I'm really excited to see how they're going to explain all this.
Yeah.
One character that I saw that was from previous movies was what's his name? Randall Park's character from Ant-Man and the Wasp, the FBI agent guy.
Yeah.
He was they showed a scene of him running towards something. So obviously he has some sort of play into it or something like that. Not play, but involvement.
Do you think that this is going to be a thriller still, or more of like a comical,
I think a bit of both.
Yeah?
I think it's going to start out comical, and then it's going to get weird towards like episode 2 or 3. At the end of 2, maybe beginning of 3.
It's got my interest a little bit more after this trailer. And we got a good release date of January 15th.
Yes, so know that, guys, that when Mandalorian's done, we're going to be doing audio commentaries for WandaVision as well, too.
That's going to be a lot. That's going to be fun, though.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So
that's going to be interesting.
Expect that, guys.
So WandaVision gets a trailer and the release date. Loki also gets a trailer.
Loki got a trailer.
Is there anything to talk about in terms of Loki?
Not as of like narrative, because it shows. I did like that they showed where he went in Endgame. I did like that little recap of like, okay, he got the Tesseract, boom,
and disappeared,
and he ended up somewhere. I don't know.
That was it.
He just ended up somewhere, and then we see Owen Wilson, which I haven't seen that guy in forever. And I forgot that he's older now. So I was like, oh man, he's like, he doesn't have his blonde hair anymore, his golden locks. He's aged up a bit, but I liked his little suaviness in it. I liked how his character was. Loki.
I will say that the trailer made it seem like there's nothing good that's going to come out of this.
So I don't know if Loki is just basically like traveling different dimensions, or because there's so much going on. There's like so much.
I feel like we're gonna get yelled at because someone's gonna say like, "Oh, well, if you didn't pick up on this, this, and this, then do you truly understand what the hell's happening in the trailer?" I mean,
so they did announce that Lady Sif is coming back. The actress that portrayed her will be coming back for the Loki show. So I just got done reading Thor right now, the run that's happening right now, and Lady Sif has taken on the role of Heimdall in the series. So she is the all-seeing and the protector of the Bifrost.
But I doubt that they're going to be putting something as recent as that into the MCU.
Heimdall's dead in the MCU. That's the thing. She could take on the mantle.
Maybe mention it.
Maybe.
But not full on like that.
The thing is, though, is that at the end of the trailer, we see Loki jump out of the plane and the Bifrost opens up and catches him.
Can I just ask, what is it with Marvel and jumping out of planes?
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
They did that in Falcon. They did that in Loki, obviously.
Yeah.
What else did they do that? They did that for Ant-Man.
They did it for Ant-Man. They do it in Avengers. Ever since like Phase
Captain
1.
America as well too.
Yeah.
Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
I think it's just like a go-to thing of just like showing off a badass moment.
Jump out of a plane.
Yeah. But I remember that when I saw that in Iron Man 2, I liked the trailer version more than the original one. Than the theatrical one, because remember he's talking to Pepper. Pepper throws his helmet And then he jumps out, and right before he falls, he goes, "You complete me," and just drops.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And that wasn't shown in the movie. It was more of just like, okay, yeah, he's getting ready. He just jumps out, and then he gets hit by a firework and stuff like
This
that.
was Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 2.
Two. That's right.
Yeah, but I like the one in the trailer more, and then they didn't show that in the movie. I was like, oh,
That's kind of a good thing because it leads you to believe something's going to be in the movie and it's not.
That's true.
I mean, it happens. I mean, they did that with Thor Ragnarok too.
That's true.
Where Thor had both his eyes in the scene where he's on the bridge, and then when you actually watch the movie, he's missing his right eye.
Also, they changed the background when Hela is destroying Marinor. It's shown in the trailer in a alley, not in an open field.
I have to rewatch the trailer.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that Disney or Marvel Studios will purposely alter. They did that obviously for Infinity War as well too.
I mean, it's a good thing. It keeps us excited and on our toes when we're actually watching the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so going back to the news.
Yeah, to Loki. So with Loki, there's not much to say because at the same time, there wasn't a main narrative kind of thing. It was like basically showing how Tom Hiddleston will be in the show. He's jumping around doing different things. I know that Loki fangirls are going to be happy for it, you know?
Yeah.
So, but obviously we're going to watch it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to check it out.
Yeah. Look, that's not a question.
Yeah.
We have to.
We have to watch it.
We have to.
I
Like,
mean,
if it's out there, it's not like we're not going to be like, yeah, I'm not going to watch it. No, we have to.
The other one was What If? Showed a little teaser.
Interesting, but also kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been a fan of the What If comics.
Yeah. Not everyone for me. If it's like basically a story that I've read in the past or found interesting, and then they're like, oh, well, what if like there was a one where it had to do with like the Infinity Gauntlet. It's like, what if basically Thanos kept going with it and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what if the Avengers didn't win against Thanos? And then there's like other ones like, oh yeah, what if Civil War had a different outcome and stuff like that. So.
It's interesting to see Marvel Studios have the ability to do this, and then for them to release something like that, because in the trailer that we saw Peggy Carter as like a Captain British or something like that.
Yeah, Captain Britain or something like that, because she's the one that gets injected with the super soldier serum.
We saw,
but Steve Rogers looks like he gets a armor because they're still together. Like Steve Rogers is still involved. Yeah, which is cool.
We got Marvel Zombies with Captain America.
Yes,
Bucky Barnes fighting zombified Captain America.
Which is really cool. I kind of like that.
That's never... I mean, Marvel Zombies never ends well.
Yeah.
So we already know that... If it ends okay...
Yeah.
You know?
There's also another one where basically if Yondu took T'Challa.
Yes.
That one I'm really kind of excited for. I hear... that Chadwick Boseman did do the voice.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Oh, I hope so, because that would be his final interpretation as...
Which would be good.
Yeah.
It'd be good. But there really isn't that much to talk about in terms of, like...
Well, there's...
What if? It's like...
What if or what if?
It was just a trailer.
Yeah. And then they did something with Doctor Strange, but I don't know what they did or what they're going to do with it. It looks like he's taking on a different Doctor Strange.
Like an evil version of it?
That could be the main narrative, I think, or something.
It could be. It could be.
But I'm really interested to see what they go with that, or see other people's, basically creativity when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm more excited for that.
Yeah.
The other one was Hawkeye, but no trailer was announced, but you said there was a set photos released.
What's his daughter's name?
Well, no, it's not his daughter's name, but the character that takes on the persona is Kate Bishop.
Okay, her. It's not his daughter?
It's not his daughter.
Oh, my bad.
In the comics, at least.
Okay.
At least that's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but they revealed the costume that she's going to be wearing, which is good. Yeah. It's cool.
I'm really interested in that. Yeah.
It's a very original color of like the purple that matches kind of Hawkeye's original color scheme.
So it looks like they're doing like a passing of the torch kind of thing, which I don't mind. That's cool. Kate Bishop is an interesting character. I would love to see how they portray her in the series as well too.
I kind of wish Jeremy Renner had a little more time with Hawkeye.
That's the thing when it comes to stuff like that. When you do stuff like that, again, it kind of like makes me mad about the whole Black Widow movie again as well too. When Marvel and DC decide to do stuff like this, like basically they show us her faith in Endgame, but then it's like, oh, after Endgame you're gonna watch a solo Black Widow movie, and it's like, why didn't you just release Black Widow before Endgame?
Yeah,
that way when she dies, it's more heartfelt. You feel for her death more as a storytelling wise, guys.
Not after she dies.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh, that's so cool, but wait, I know what happens to her.
So just to move on, because we still have all the Star Wars news to talk about. We're already hitting the hour mark, aren't we?
We're at 50 minutes.
50 minutes. Okay, yeah. So we still got a lot of Star Wars stuff to talk about. The rest of it was more of like just announcements with like title card releases.
Yeah, Miss Marvel.
That's another that's short teaser trailer.
Short little behind the scenes. I like where they're going with it. It seems really interesting. They're doing Camilla Khan, and if you guys don't know, she's a great character that got introduced into the Marvel universe. She plays the new Miss Marvel after
Pakistani, right? Middle Eastern.
Yeah, she's the first Pakistani character, and it's really cool. She's a nerd in her own way.
Yeah.
In the comic book, she's so nerdy, guys. She's fangirls on all the superheroes that she meets. I think the biggest one was Spider-Man.
Well, that'd be interesting to see if she has like that kind of resemblance in there with Miss Marvel. Maybe not like having Spider-Man in the show, but like having like photos of him and stuff like that on there would be pretty
cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
So that'd be interesting. And I saw the little teaser where they like talked about bringing the actress and stuff like that.
Oh my god, that was so cool.
It was so
see
sweet.
Her reaction.
Yeah, but honestly, to have Marvel Studios, portray Miss Marvel in there with Camilla Khan.
Yeah.
It's really good representation.
Oh yeah.
I really hope that they do the series justice because
I feel like that series is going to be really good.
Yeah.
I think that series is going to take off really well.
I hope it's not just representation and that's it.
No.
I want it to be like the comics where it's like a good story with the representation on there.
Again, guys, we always say treat these characters as normal characters. Don't push your agenda. Don't push who they represent. Just treat them as any other normal character and stuff, and we will like it.
Yes.
You treat them like a normal person.
Yeah, exactly.
They are normal people.
They will, we will love them afterwards.
Yeah.
Like once everything is set up. And Camilla Khan has done so much in the comics already.
Oh yeah.
I doubt that they really have to try hard to mess her up in
basically,
the MCU.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
They have a layout. Don't ruin it. Like you have your layout, guys. You have it.
It's right there.
Don't
do it.
mess with it.
Some other stuff that they announced, they pretty much released the title cards for Secret War, which is going to have
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion, excuse me, Secret Invasion.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in how they're going to do that.
Yeah, with Samuel L. Jackson going back in there as Nick Fury. Sure, okay.
I don't know. Maybe, don't think that it might be the Secret Invasion we think, guys, because most of these characters are gone from Endgame that are involved in Secret Invasion in the comic books. It could be a completely different story.
Yeah, Captain Marvel did that with the Skrulls.
Yeah, they made them like they're refugees. Yeah. So they're not technically villains, which
it'll change maybe with Secret Invasion.
Maybe, we'll see.
Ironheart, which I'm not excited for.
No, guys, I'm sorry. I'm not excited for Ironheart either.
I can't. When I read the Ironheart series, I couldn't get through it. It just wasn't the... I think maybe my expectation was that I was expecting Iron Man... like another Iron Man, and it just didn't sell me so well.
The thing is, they can't do Ironheart the same way it was in the comic books because Tony Stark is dead and never met Riri Williams. So I don't know how they're gonna do that. Maybe, hopefully, they find a better. Well, the thing is that her introduction was very weird, as well as Miles Morales' introduction as well too in the comic books.
Yeah.
So maybe they could change it up like they did in for Miles for Into the Spider-Verse and stuff
maybe.
like that.
Let's just wait and see on that one. That one is just an announcement. Armored Wars, which is going to pretty much have Don. How do you pronounce his last name?
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle. And that's going to be War Machine, which is interesting.
I'm really interested in that.
I really love.
I like War Machine.
His portrayal. It's God, man. I was watching all the Iron Mans, and I forgot how well Don Cheadle is like a fantastic actor.
He took up the mantle after Terrence Howard tried to do it. Like, you love Terrence Howard and his relationship with Robert Downey Jr. in the first Iron Man movie, but Don Cheadle picked it up and ran with it better. Honestly. Yeah, I'm sorry, Terrence, but Don Cheadle did it better.
We might miss a couple of them here, but pretty much on the list list that we have, they announced things like Blade,
Yep.
Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, Eternals. We already mentioned Hawkeye, Loki, Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings, which seems they have all their casts done.
Yeah.
I think it wrapped filming, but they haven't shown anything.
Sure. I mean, keep it a secret until, get us excited for it. Yeah. Thor, Love and Thunder, Falcon and Winter Soldier, What If, Armor Wars, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
Little quick thing for Thor. They did announce the villain, which is going to be Gore the God Butcher, and they announced that Christian Bale will be doing he will be cast as him. And you saw a picture of Gore, too. That's how he would look. Or
what kind of body changes is Christian Bale going to go through for this?
Right? He's like, I'm going to go through like actual like plastic surgery.
Something extreme.
Something extreme.
I
think because this is his early introduction. This is how he looks early on.
Yeah.
As of story wise, but later on he's very like dark. Like I'll show you in the comic books that I have. He's very dark and broody and stuff like that.
I mean, we'll see what Christian Bale does.
Yeah, I think Christian Bale does have to get pumped up for it. Oh, see, like here's another one. Let's see. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, he looks more like demented looking. He's like he has like dark weapons and stuff. It'll be cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Black Panther 2. They've already announced that as well, that they're not going to replace Chadwick Boseman. They're not going to replace him with a different actor to have Black Panther. They're going to explore the different characters in the universe, which by all means, good.
Go for it.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, an I Am Groot movie, Secret Invasion Ironheart, and then they also announced Fantastic Four.
So that's going to be really interesting.
Yes.
I'm really excited, but then also wondering who they're going to cast.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
We have to be excited for Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Because Fantastic Four is a gateway to a lot more superheroes.
Yeah.
They're a good foundation to introduce, X-Men into the MCU.
Yeah.
And, Fantastic Four works with a lot of the, the current Avengers and stuff that are still around. So it would be interesting for Fantastic Four to be the foundation for the next phases moving forward.
Yes.
Now that they actually have the licenses thanks to 20th Century Fox. So the announcement is good. But what are they going to do with it?
I don't know.
Is it going to be an origin story, or is it going to be... I don't think it's an origin story.
I don't know, because they never... Well, I mean, because they didn't have the properties. That's the thing. So, obviously there wasn't no mention in it, but I'm really interested to see how they're going to do it. Like, they could do it where it's like, like how Ant-Man was, where Ant-Man was already established well into the Marvel Universe. It's just this is the first time we're hearing about it.
Yeah.
So they could go that route where the Fantastic Four has, quote-unquote, been around... But this is the first time that we're going to go into the Fantastic Four.
Or they can be introduced in the Multiverse of Madness.
That's another thing.
As, a group that exists in a different universe and not this one. Because that's the thing is that Doctor Strange, this one, it seems like it's going to open up a lot more. It's going to introduce a lot more properties into the MCU. And it's going to have different universes. Right?
Yeah.
So it could be that the Fantastic Four doesn't exist in this current run of the MCU, but thanks to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, we're going to have different interpretations, and maybe this Fantastic Four comes from a different universe, and they're just being brought into this now because of the movie. They're already set up. It's not an origin story. It's something different.
Okay.
Yeah. I doubt they're going to do another origin story for Fantastic Four.
I don't know. I don't think they'll do an origin story per se. I think what they're going to do is like have these characters like, oh no, that's the thing. I want to say yes and no, they'll do it just to introduce these characters and these actors.
They've already done it several times. It's like the Spider-Man story. They didn't do that for Far From Home.
Yeah.
Or Homecoming, excuse me.
Yeah, Homecoming.
They didn't do that with Homecoming.
Well, actually, yeah, his first appearance was in Civil War, so it could be where maybe Fantastic Four gets hinted in, like you said, the Multiverse of Madness, where basically we will see the Fantastic Four, and then later, so that means basically no origin needed. We'll just carry on where they are in the Marvel Universe after that.
Yeah.
Kind of like like you said, how Spider-Man was.
Yeah.
Which was smart. That was like the smartest thing they could have done for
it's
Spider-Man.
It's overplayed. It's like a Batman origin story. We already know.
We already know.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see what they're going to do with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, because we're going to get so many other villains introduced into the MCU as well, too. Mm-hmm. You have Galactus. You also have Doctor Doom, which hopefully done right.
Okay, relax.
Marvel. because they tried to do Doctor Doom twice and ruined it. I'm just saying the guy from Nip Tucked wasn't that great. And then the guy from, I don't know what the actor was from before the other Fantastic Four movie. He was basically like, he got like melted, the suit melted into his face or something like that.
I don't want to remember any of that.
I remember I saw that movie in theaters and I was just like laughing.
What if we get the Doctor Doom from Secret Wars? The new run of, or no, the new run of, yeah.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool.
God Doom was cool as hell.
God Doom was cool.
That run of Doctor Doom was like.
See, and what sucks though is that we're not gonna see Iron Man take on Doctor Doom as well too, because that was a great rivalry as well. I always wanted to see that on live back on the big screen.
You never know. I mean, look at all the stuff that Disney's putting out. I mean, we're talking about Robert Downey Jr. money over here. Mm-hmm. They could.
No, they killed him off. They can't bring him back. I'd be mad. I'd be so pissed off if they bring back Robert Downey Jr. to be Iron Man.
True.
After killing him off in Endgame. What was the point then? See, it's all over again when people are like, he's going to come back. Watch. I'm like, no, he's not.
This isn't the comic books.
Yeah.
This is a different franchise.
This is the thing. Like, what was the whole point of killing him off in Endgame then if you're just going to bring him back? Oh, he could come back as a AI system. That's stupid. No. I'm sorry, I had a rant right there for a second. But moving on from the Marvel news, guys.
Well, before we do that, we'll do one point, a closing thought on this. So I want to say that I think that this is the opportunity for Kevin Feige to essentially
step down.
No. No, I think that Kevin Feige needs to kind of prepare the audience to understand that these characters that are dead or have passed the torch are not going to come back. This isn't the comic book series. This is an MCU. This is a movie verse of all the characters. We're not playing by the same rules where a character dies or passes the torch. They're going to come back after a couple of years. Yeah. These are people that are long gone. That's it. Mm-hmm. We're not going to get Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man anymore. No. We're not going to get Chris Evans as Captain America anymore. Nope. These are people that are done. Mm-hmm. They're done. And with the, passing of the torch of Chris Hemsworth from Thor to Lady Thor, it could be that he might also be out of the question. Yeah.
So we'll see where it goes. I don't know.
It's interesting to see. All right. Star Wars. Holy crap, man. This is like the biggest bag of news. Oh, There's so much.
If anything, as much as I am a comic book guy, excuse me, the Mountain Dew just hit me right now. As much as I am a comic book guy, I was excited for all this stuff. But lately, my Star Wars nerd fanboy little boy in me has been loving Star Wars more and more because of The Mandalorian and stuff like that. That when this stuff got announced, I was so giddy. I was more excited for all this Star Wars announcement, to be honest.
It was so much to take in, though.
I'm super excited to see where it's going, how they're gonna do these shows and or movies. Like, there's one that's interesting me. Oh, let's go down the list.
So let's go ahead and just talk about the announcements that were made without the trailers.
Okay.
So we have things like Rangers of the New Republic.
I like that name so much.
It's such a long name.
I love that name. Star Wars, Rangers of the New Republic. I'm so excited to see how that's going to be or what that's going to be about.
We talked about this, Ahsoka.
Finally. So
it's confirmed now. It's not a rumor anymore that Ahsoka's appearance in The Mandalorian was a gateway to having her own series. They've talked about it. This is happening. Ahsoka with, what's their name? Rosie Dawson is getting her own series,
which is good. She played the character very well. I'm glad that she's going to move forward with the character, in another series. I'm really excited to see, obviously when they hinted at Thrawn, that was leading up to something that could be the main narrative for her series for the time being. But we'll see where it goes for her.
They've talked about a droid story,
which me and Bryan, we looked into that. We're not really.
I mean, it's like I'd watch it still, just to see what it's like. But it's like,
I feel like that's gonna be like a one season kind of thing.
I think it's like a short story, kind of little project. I'd be surprised if it even made it into production, because this is just announced. Right. I don't think they're producing it yet.
These are the stuff that they're like, okay, let's see.
Yeah, let's see how this sells. Yeah. Then the Acolyte. That didn't get a trailer. That just got announced.
That was announced, but it brought up a bunch of fan theories that it could introduce, or we could finally see Darth Plagueis on as of. Like media wise, other than video games or lore, So I don't know. It's just a bunch of fan theories at this point.
Lando got announced as well,
which I'm excited for. Yeah, is that younger Lando that we're going to be touching on?
I don't know.
I did like Donald Glover as him.
Do you really think that they can afford Donald? Well, no, never mind. That was a stupid question. Do you think they can afford Donald Glover? Yes, they can.
Donald
obviously.
Glover loves that character as a kid. He mentioned that was his idol in the Star Wars franchise.
Then I wouldn't be surprised if he was on there.
Yeah, he's going to be on it.
Yeah. They also announced the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and that one they just simply said that it's going to have Ewan McGregor and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this correctly.
Hayden Christensen.
Is it Christensen?
It's Christensen.
But he's going to be...
He's God. To some people.
He's going to be portraying Darth Vader, and it's going to take place 10 years after the events of Star Wars 3.
Cool.
So that's something to look forward to as well. Finally, I mean, Obi-Wan Kenobi, getting a series announcement. It's pretty good.
I know. I'm kind of excited for that. I mean, I don't know what that's... I mean, obviously it's going to take place after Revenge of the Sith, before New Hope. But I'm kind of I'm really interested to see what they're going to explain what he was doing during that time. Obviously, it's a big gap.
We already know the events that lead up into it.
Mm-hmm.
But here, I'm going to say this. There's only so much you can tell in between the events of 3 and A New Hope, or Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. Okay, I'm just interested to see what the story is going to be like.
Do you think we're going to see like a little kid Luke? Like he's just going to stalk the entire time?
No. No.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that they're going to visit that whole aspect where Obi-Wan's trying to find, the next Jedi in Luke and stuff like that. I doubt it's going to be that. If anything, it's probably just going to tell the story of him coping with the fact that his Padawan, or not his Padawan, but his apprentice basically went to the dark side, and he's trying to figure some stuff out. Maybe it's going to be like him trying to talk Vader out of doing what he's doing, or
he could try to get to Vader one last time, and try to talk him out of it.
But we already know how that ends.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting. I'm happy for Ewan McGregor to come back and take the mantle of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
I hope they do the hello there.
Hello there.
One last time. And then they did small little trailers for Andor, which is going to be a series.
Yeah, it's a series. It's a limited series, I think, because I don't think they're gonna keep expanding onto it, because they can only do so much with that character, because obviously we see his fate in Rogue One, which is do you know his name? Was it?
I can't remember.
I can't remember his name, but the main character that led the whole thing, along with what's her name, that one chick.
I know you. Yeah, we know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And to get the plans of the Death Star. So it's following that character, which is interesting. I want to see where that goes. I'm not excited for it because I didn't really care for Rogue One. Yeah, I don't know.
I love Rogue One.
And so I mean, I'm gonna watch it regardless, but I'm really interested to see where they're gonna go with it.
I'm interested just to see the stories behind the people, that maybe there's more to it, behind the scenes kind of stuff in terms of their history and why they agreed to be a part of Rogue One, and the group that decided to say yes, we're going to go ahead and be a part of this group that's going to steal the plans for the Death Star and stuff like that. So it's interesting. I'm definitely interested, but not excited for it as much as I believe some other people, or how he said that people are excited.
People were so the I just loved when he was just saying the response of Rogue One, everyone loved it, was their favorite movie that came out recently. I'm like, okay,
no, that's for me.
That was for you.
That was for
to
me.
Bryan.
Yes, to me specifically. Yeah. So I am part of that group that loved Rogue One.
Glad to be not part of that group. No, I'm kidding. I'm just teasing. Go ahead.
How dare you? So we've got that. We also got a small trailer for Star Wars: The Bad Batch. Yeah. That one. I mean, again, we're not,
I'm not caught up with Clone Wars, but it's cool to see the animation. The team that did Clone Wars are moving forward with another series.
Yeah,
which is cool. Okay, let's see where it goes. When I get caught up with Clone Wars, I mean, obviously, when I finish that, I'll probably be more excited for the Bad Batch. This makes me, if anything, want to finish Clone Wars now.
In the same boat.
Yeah.
So there's that. We also got Star Wars Visions,
which is not a story per se. It's more of Japanese animators that will tell short stories of Star Wars characters or stories in their own way.
Yes.
In the style of Japanese animation.
Which is pretty cool. That'd be interesting because
I'm really interested to see how they're going to do that.
Yeah.
That seems really cool.
Yeah. So that form of animation style, Star Wars stuff, you know that it's going to be very action based, which is going to be really cool. I hope it's not so much lightsaber based, because I think we talked about it before, where the reason I enjoy The Mandalorian a lot more than, you know, the actual movies and stuff is because we're avoiding, and like, again, it's not that I hate the movies, you know, and the lightsaber fights and stuff like that, but I like seeing different aspects of Star Wars.
No, I've always, now that I'm older now, I do want to see more, like you said, different perspectives in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
One being The Mandalorian, which my favorite perspective right now is just, we're just basically following people that are not part of the rebellion or part of the empire. They're just basically, it's there.
Yeah.
It's around them.
Yeah.
And we're seeing how they are along with it.
Yeah. So interesting to see that, and pretty excited for it as well. And then the last bit, unless I'm missing something, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you seem to be good.
Rogue Squadron.
Yeah,
that one I'm really excited for.
Yeah, you didn't know what it was about per se, and then you saw, what is it, Patty Jenkins, the woman that directed Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 1984, will be directing this movie.
Yes,
which I'm really excited about.
I love the little trailer they gave her, because she's telling the story of how she used to watch her dad, you know, fly, and you know, the fighter jets with the squadron and stuff like that. And she really wanted to tell a very epic, you know, fighter jet story, and now she has the opportunity to do so with
Star Wars,
which is brilliant.
Yeah, I know you're super excited.
I am so hyped for that because, like, that's the. I know I'm gonna get hate for this, and I know, you know, a friend of the show Rebel is gonna be like, why can't you just ever be happy? This is the reason why. Just let me enjoy my love for X-wings, okay?
Yeah.
Just let me have the love I have for the beautiful starship, okay? I freaking love them.
No, that's
I
fine.
love them.
Yeah.
Okay, to see and to hear about an epic story being told of Rogue Squadron, I try to look for details into the story. It doesn't look like anyone's written anything yet, and it's not going to be anything resembling the old video games from the N64 era.
No,
it's going to be a completely different story. I really cannot wait to see a story being told of, you know, an X-Wing squadron and how they go through all these things, because in the Star Wars universe, like, you know, what was it? Episodes or Force Awakens, when the squadron is leading, Poe's squadron leads the squadron to Starkiller Base. Yeah. And they're all just getting shot down like quickly. It's like, yeah, these guys are good. Like, they don't get shot down easily. But when they do, it's like, oh my God, what's going on? This is interesting to see, like, exactly why they're doing this and how they train about certain things and stuff.
Yeah. So obviously, I think we're going to see, like, not a Top Gun movie per se, but just like if it was, because that's the only reference that we can say, but a more serious Top Gun. Yeah. Not just like playful and Tom Cruise-y, like, you know, and it's like clever. No, we're seeing a more serious version of Top Gun in a Star Wars film.
I really hope that when they talk about the pilots in the squadron, that they're not just talking about like them going into battle. No. It's their admiration for the starships that they themselves are assigned to.
I would love to see how, like, basically one becomes an X-Wing fighter, or like how they're trained and stuff like that, and how they prepare for something like that as well too. Maybe we'll get like a fight like how it is in what is it, the Squadron video game? Yeah. Like that little cinematic thing that they showed for the trailer. Yes. Hopefully it's something like that. I would love to see something like that.
Speaking about squadrons, the sound design for that game, holy crap, man. I have they're not really good headphones, but they're these Razer gaming headphones. Yeah. Holy crap, man. Oh my God. Just when you're in a TIE fighter and you hear and just the laser shots. Oh my God. When Squadron comes out and the sounds are there and it's perfect, I can't wait. I honestly cannot wait. But I think that's all the announcements for the Star Wars portions of it,
That's
right?
pretty much it. I'm looking at it and I think we're good.
Okay. So let me ask you this before we wrap it up. Pretty much we're seeing all these different Star Wars stories about to be told, right? We've talked about how The Mandalorian, and we're going to keep referencing The Mandalorian because it's probably one of the better shows or spin-offs from the Star Wars universe. Yes. Are you afraid that Disney's going to handle this in a way that's more like, we're going to give you the Star Wars stories from one perspective where it's only about the good guys trying to defeat the bad guys? Or do you have faith that maybe Disney here is going to look at the Star Wars franchise and say, we're going to give you some tragic stories? Because if I'm going to be 100% honest, when I look at things like Rogue Squadron, I'm not looking at a good, wholesome story. I'm looking at a tragedy when it comes to these things, right? Because these are squadrons that are not going to be, fighting a winning battle. Yeah. Most of these are going to be told, you might not be coming back.
Well, they already did, they did Rogue One, which was basically a tragedy, but their sacrifice was for a good cause.
Yes.
For a good cause.
Yes.
But at the same time, every character died. Every main character died in that movie.
Yeah.
So, I don't think so. We're going to get obviously one perspective and stuff like that. I think we're going to get different perspectives, especially with the one of Akota. What's the one with the Star Wars Akota?
The Acolyte?
Acolyte. Why am I saying Akota?
I was like, are you saying Ahsoka or
no, the
Andor?
Acolyte, because the way it looks like they're touching on to maybe like Sith Lords and stuff like that.
But again, we already know some of the stories, of these, of in terms of this sort of stuff. Like the Sith end up falling. They don't end up being almighty, powerful rulers or anything like that, right? Yeah. They could be. And maybe Disney will give writers that opportunity to tell a darker story of a Star Wars story. That's what I want to see in terms of this. Yeah. They have the opportunity to do so with Acolyte.
Yeah.
They could. That's what I'm hoping for.
They kind of touch onto that in the new episode of Mandalorian, which you have to watch.
Okay.
You'll see what I mean. They kind of do that with that as well, as of how the Republic believes what they're doing is a good cause to how the Empire believes that what they're doing is for a good cause. Yeah. They kind of touch onto that, which is really interesting to see. I think that's why this episode was really good. You'll see what I mean when you watch it. Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, that's also a tragedy. I don't think that's going to end in a good tone. No. It shouldn't. No, it shouldn't. We already know that the Bad Batch is going to be after Clone Wars, so that's after the clones basically turn against the New Republic. And then what is it? A droid story, whatever. Vision's probably short stories. I'm hoping maybe some tragedies in there. I know Rogue Squadron has to be tragic. It's not going to be, and that's probably why I love Rogue One so much, because it is a tragedy in that sense. I don't know. I'm not trying to be cynical, but I did like my favorite Star Wars movie is Revenge of the Sith. And that's just because it ends in such a tragedy. We already know what's going on with it. And I love seeing Anakin burn up and begging, or not begging, but basically telling Obi-Wan that he hates him and all this stuff, and him being so filled with hatred and anger afterwards. Same thing with Rogue One. We already knew how the story was going to end, but to see it happen and unfold is beautiful. To see these X-wing pilots give up their lives for hope is an interesting story. What do you really expect from this Star Wars batch of news?
Oh no! I mean, I'm just excited. I just hope that that they won't, showing all these new shows won't wear them thin and just give the bare minimum of storytelling. I hope they all realize that they take their time with it and stuff like that, and tell a good story. That's all I want at the end of the day. I just want a good story. It doesn't matter if it's like you said, a tragedy, or if it's happy at the end or something like that. As long as it's all around a good story. But that's pretty much it for me. Okay. That's all I expect. I just want good content.
I just want to be happy.
I'm paying for this. I want good content.
Last bit of news. Yes. That Disney Plus is actually getting a price increase.
Oh, who kind of saw that coming?
It's going up by $1 in spring. So
that's not that bad.
No, it's not. But I mean, it's not I don't think anyone should act surprised.
That's the thing, because it's really cheap still. It's
compared to others.
$6.99.
$6.99. It'll jump up to $7.99 or $8.99.
That's how that was the normal price for Netflix when it first started, and now Netflix is going up in price. Which I had to I had to go down in price for it, because I used to do 4 screens. Now I'm doing 2 because of the jump in price.
Yeah.
So stupid.
I mean, it is what it is at this point. Yeah. All right. How long was this podcast?
We are hitting 1 hour and 18 minutes right now.
Are you serious? An hour 18?
Hour and 18. We got it under an hour and a half.
Why am I sweating like I'm so tired? Like all
this because it was so much news. That's why we had to make sure we covered everything, and we did. We got this.
Did we?
Yeah.
I mean, here's a funny thing though.
Okay.
They never mentioned Spider-Man, but I'm assuming it's because it's not a Disney property yet.
Yeah, because it's technically a Sony.
It's still Sony-owned thing.
Disney kind of like Disney's borrowing the character for their stories,
which is a shame too.
Which is funny because Spider-Man's gonna be featured in Disneyland.
Yeah,
he's gonna be featured in Disneyland. So it's like, what the hell are you doing then? Like,
why don't you just buy it?
Yeah, why don't you just buy it? You got that money, guys.
I think it's because Sony's demanding like a big chunk of money. They know the worth.
Yeah.
So it's not like, I mean, look,
it's not like Disney's not going to earn that money back.
No, they're scared.
Oh.
They're scared to do so. Whatever. They could.
They got it.
Just do it. Look, make me happy.
Yeah.
Please.
Make Bryan happy, guys.
Yeah.
You know?
And with that, it's like they also been teasing like the whole Spider-Man news, like because we mentioned this like 3 issues ago.
Well, originally we were gonna talk about the Spider-Man news.
Yeah.
But it's like, nope. Disney's like, nope. We're gonna be the main focus this week.
I'm just gonna say this with every piece of news that has come out because they're the little quick, 2 minutes of this.
Yeah.
They already said that the actor that played Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2 is coming back to play Doc Ock in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
They've shown set photos of Tobey Maguire coming back or supposedly on set for costume fittings.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly for what, but could be in Spider-Man 3 as, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. I'll just put it this way. We've said that we don't want these rumors to give us false anticipation.
Yeah.
But if this ends up being true, where Spider-Man 3 is a multiverse Spider-Man movie, and we do get Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Tom Holland as Spider-Man, I will be drenched in tears. My life will be complete. I would be able to die in peace in that movie theater.
Really?
Yes. That is, I still smile to this day when I see Queens in Civil War and Spider-Man makes an appearance there. It just fills me with so much joy.
Yeah, that's true. That was really cool to see that, honestly.
Yeah. So, I mean, only time will tell us see what happens with that.
Yep.
We ready to wrap this up?
Yes. I'm like, whew.
You're just like, exhausted from all this. But
man.
we did it.
We got this. We did it.
I like the transition where it was you leading this entire episode. And then like as you started to tire out, I'm like, Rene, I got this. Hold on. Let me take this sleigh down. All right. So you're going to be doing the ending, right?
I'm doing the ending.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. So before we wrap this episode up, just a quick reminder, depending on what platform you're listening to this podcast on, keep in mind we are on several different platforms. If you're listening to this on Spotify, we also have the podcasts available on Podbean, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts as well as our own YouTube channel. Just look up Keeping Up with the Nerds. We have a YouTube channel there. Please subscribe. We're going to be posting up videos. We are going to be doing an unboxing of Cyberpunk 2077 because it's finally out.
It's here.
Woo!
It exists, guys. Bryan has it.
Actually, I don't know yet because it's just a box. I haven't opened up the box yet.
No disc.
No. Don't joke, please. So we'll be doing an unboxing there. We've got other holiday videos planned out as well if everything goes well and I don't get sick again.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Knock on wood.
Yes.
But yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Keeping Up with the Nerds. Find us on Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts now. Our episodes come out every Wednesday at 11:30. With commentary tracks for The Mandalorian coming out Mondays at 2:30 as well. Also find those commentary tracks on audio platforms only like Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean as well. Perfect. With that said, anything else we got to announce?
No, actually, this is it.
Okay. Oh, follow us on our socials as well.
Yes.
Sorry, Instagram and Twitter.
And Instagram and Twitter, guys.
Yes. Please follow us on there and let us know what you guys think of these episodes. Any questions, any comments, anything, just keep in touch with us and we will, we're more than happy to shout you out on the show as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. With that said, we ready to wrap up issue 27?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Thank you, citizens, for listening to this issue of Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour. I am your host, Rene.
And this is Bryan.
Coming to you from 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California, recording at Undercity Comics. We thank you, citizens, once again, and hope to see you all next time.